Welcome to GA YouTube channel. Good day everyone. My name is Jizer Alabado from University of Southern Mindanao, and today I'm going to solve functions, limits and continuity, and also higher order derivatives. First of all, I'm going to solve function. Alam naman natin na ang function ay isang interesting topic. In fact, meron tayong halimbawa ng function which is the g of x is equals to 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. And we have to find the g of 5, the g of 2, the g of negative 2, and the g of cos 60. So first na hahanapin natin ay ang g of 5. Just simply copy the equation. 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. Ang gagawin natin, the value of 5 must be substituted into the variable x. So ganito na ang mangyayari. 8 times 5 cubed minus 12 times 5 squared plus 6 times 5 minus 1. So 5 cubed. 5 times 5 is equals to 25 times 5 is equals to 125. Minus 12 times 5 squared. 5 times 5 is equals to 25. Plus 6 times 5, 30. Minus 1. So, 8 times 125 is equals to 1,000. Minus 12 times 25 is equals to 300. Plus 30 minus 1. 1,000 minus 300 is equals to 700 plus 30 minus 1. 700 plus 30 is equals to 730 minus 1. 730 minus 1 is equals to 729. Therefore, the value of g of 5 is equals to 729. Ang next natin na kukunin ay ang g of 2. Copy the equation. 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin natin. The value of 2 must be substituted into the variable x. 8 times 2 cubed minus 12 times 2 squared plus 6 times 2 minus 1. So, 8 times 2 cubed. So, ang 2 cubed, 2 times 2 is equals to 4 times 2 is equals to 8 minus 12 times 2 squared. 2 times 2 is equals to 4 plus 6 times 2 is equals to 12 minus 1. 8 times 8 is equals to 64 minus 12 times 4 is equals to 48 plus 12 minus 1. 64 minus 48 is equals to 16 plus 12 minus 1. 16 plus 12 is equals to 28 minus 1 is equals to 27. Therefore, the value of g of 2 is equals to 27. Ang next natin na kukunin ay ang g of negative 2. So, copy the equation. 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. So, ganun pa rin ang gagawin natin. The value of negative 2 must be substituted into the variable x. 8 times negative 2 cubed minus 12 times negative 2 squared plus 6 times negative 2 minus 1. 8 times, so negative 2 cubed is equals to negative 8. Lagi nating tatandaan na any negative numbers raised to odd numbers, the result would be negative. Then, minus 12 times negative 2 times negative 2 is equals to positive 4 plus 6 times negative 2. 6 times negative 2 is equal to negative 12 minus 1. So, 8 times negative 8 minus 12 times 4. So, positive times negative 12 is equals to negative 12 minus 1. 8 times negative 8 is equals to negative 64 minus 48 minus 12 minus 1. So, 64 minus 48 is equals to negative 112 minus 12 minus 1. Negative 112 minus 12 minus 1 is equals to negative 125. Therefore, the value of G of negative 2 is equals to negative 125. Then, ang kukunin naman natin ay ang G of cos 60. So, copy the equation. 8x cubed minus 12x squared plus 6x minus 1. Natabingi na siya. So, ganun pa rin gagawin natin. I-substitute natin ang value ng cos 60 into the variable x. 8 times cos 60 cubed minus 12 times cos 60 squared plus 6 times cos 60 minus 1. So, 8 times cos 60 cubed. So, ang cos 60 cubed maging 0.125 minus 12 cos 60 squared is equals to 0.25 plus 6 times cos 60 is equals to 3 minus 1. So, 8 times 0.125 is equals to 1 minus 12 times 0.25 is equals to 3 plus 3 minus 1. So, 1 minus 3 is equals to negative 2 plus 3 minus 1. So, negative 2 plus 3 is equals to 1 minus 1 is equals to 0. Therefore, the value of G of cos 60 is equals to 0. So, ngayon, atin namang isolve ang limits and continuity. So, we have the function f of x as x approaches 2 is equals to x cubed plus 4x squared minus 9x minus 6 over x minus 2. We have the first solution and the second solution. In the first solution, we have directly to substitute the value of x, which is 2, into the variable x in this function. And for the solution number 2, we have to factor out this polynomial function, which is the numerator, before substituting the value of 2 into the variable x. So, for the solution 1, copy this function, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 9x minus 6 over x minus 2. So, substitute the value of 2 into the variable x. 2 cubed plus 4 times 2 squared minus 9 times 2 minus 6. So, 8 plus 4 times 4 minus 18 minus 6. So, 24 minus 24 over 0. So, 0 over 0. So, in the first solution, the limit doesn't exist. So, in the second solution, copy this function, x cubed plus 4x squared minus 9x minus 6 over x minus 2. Then, factor out this polynomial numerator. So, x minus 2, x squared plus 6x plus 3. So, ganyan yung factor niya. Over x minus 2. So, cancelization. X minus 2, then x minus 2. Cancel natin yan. So, ang naiwan, limit is equals limit as x approaches 2, x squared plus 6x plus 3 over 1. So, we have to substitute the value of 2 into x squared plus 6x plus 3. 2 squared plus 6 times 2 plus 3. So, ang mangyayari, 4 plus 12 plus 3. is equals to 4 plus 12, 16, plus 3 is equals to 19. So, the limit as x approaches 2 is existing. So, pupunta tayo sa continuity. Continuity. Alam naman natin na ang continuity ay part of the limit. Then, we have to define continuity. So, continuity, a function f is said to be continuous at x is equals to c. So, we have to consider these a, b, and c for solving continuity. So, ang sabi dito, f of c is defined. For letter b, limit of f of x as x approaches c exists. Then letter c, limit f of x as x approaches c is equals to f of c. So ngayon, meron tayong ditong function. So, determine the function x squared plus 4x plus 4 whether continuous or discontinuous at x is equals to 0. So, ang sabi dito kanina, f of c is defined. So, kunin muna natin yan. For letter A, f of c is defined. Yan, ganyan. F of c is defined. Just copy this. F of c or x natin dito is 0. F of 0 is equals to x squared plus 4x plus 4. X squared plus 4x plus 4. Just simply substitute the value of 0 into the variable x in this function. 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 4 is equals to 4. So, f of c is defined. For the second, limit f of x exists. So, limit f of x as x approaches 0. Kasi 0 ang nakalagay dito. So, x squared plus 4x plus 4. Substitute na rin natin gaya nung ginawa natin dito sa first na f of c or f of 0. Substitute 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 4 is equals to 4. So, the limit exists. For letter C, limit f of x as x approaches c is equals to f of c. So, nakuha na natin. 4 yung nakuha natin sa f of. So, ang limit natin kanina dito sa limit f of x as x approaches 0 is equals to 4. So, ang sabi dito, limit f of x as x approaches c is equals to f of c. So, ang f of c natin dito is 4. So, na-consider natin siya. Dito, na-consider natin siya. Define siya. Dito, nag-i-exist siya. And letter C, the limit f of x as x approaches c is equals to f of c. So, considerable siya. Ngayon, pupunta tayo sa higher order derivative. So, we have the g of x is equals to 21x raised to the power of 6 minus 24x cubed plus 24x squared minus 12. So, we have to find the first derivative. the second derivative, and the slope at 0.1 and negative 1. So, ang una natin kukunin ay ang g of 1. So, just copy this function, 21x raised to the power of 6 minus 24x cubed plus 24x squared minus 12. Ang mangyayari, by the sum rule, the derivative of 21x raised to the power of 6 minus 24x cubed plus 24x squared minus 12 ay ganito. D over d of x, so open bracket, 21x raised to the power of 6 plus v over d of x minus 24x cubed plus d over d of x, open bracket, then 24x squared, close bracket, minus d, plus pala yan, plus d over d of x minus 12. So, ang next step natin na gagawin, i-evaluate natin ito. Ang mangyayari, maging 21 d over d of x. So, naghiwalay na yung 21 at yung x. X raised to power of 6 plus, so positive times negative, minus 24 d over d of x, x cubed plus 24 d over d of x, x squared plus d over d of x minus 12. So, differentiate using power rule, which state that d over d of x as x raised to the power of n is n times x, then the power of n minus 1. So, ganito nang gagawin natin. I-differentiate natin siya using power rule. 21. So, ang exponent niya dito is 6. So, 21 times 6. Then, just simply copy this variable x. X, then 6. Ang sabi dito kanina, n minus 1. So, 6 minus 1. Minus 24. So, yung exponent niya dito is 3 times 3. Then, the variable x with the exponent of 3 minus 1 plus 24 times 2 kasi 2 yung exponent niya. With the x with the exponent of 2 minus 1 minus 12 is equals to 21 times 6. So, 21 times 6 is equals to 126. Just copy this variable x. So, 6 minus 1, 5 minus 24 times 3. So, 72x. 3 minus 1 equals 2. Plus, so 24 times 2 is equals to 48. So, ang naiwan kasi 2 minus 1, 1. So, x na lang siya, minus 12. So, yung 12, i-differentiate natin siya using the constant rule where negative 12 is constant with respect to x. And the derivative of negative 12 with respect to x is 0. So, 126x raised to the power of 5 minus 72x squared plus 48x plus minus pala, minus 0. So, ang naiwan, 126x raised to the power of 5 minus 72x squared plus 48x. So, the first derivative is g of the first derivative is equals to 126x raised to the power of 5 minus 72x raised to the power of 2 plus 48x. So, ngayon, kukunin muna natin yung slope. Just simply put the value of x, which is the positive 1. Then, 126, substitute the value of x into the variable x times 1 raised to the power of 5 minus 72 times 1 raised to the power of 2 plus 48 times 1 is equals to 126 minus 72 plus 48. So, the answer is 102. So, ang slope natin is equals to 102. Ngayon, kukunin natin yung second derivative. So, just simply copy the first derivative, which is 126x raised to the power of 5 minus 72x squared plus 48x. So, by the sum rule, the derivative of 126x raised to the power of 5 minus 72x squared plus 48x is equals to d over d of x, open bracket, 126x raised to the power of 5, close bracket, plus d over d of x minus 72x squared plus d over d of x 48x. So, ang next natin na gagawin, i-evaluate natin siya. Ganito nang mangyayari. So, 126 dito, just simply transfer into the left side. So, 126 over d of x, then x raised to the power of 5 minus 72 d over d of x squared plus 48 d over d of x. Ang next step naman, i-differentiate natin siya using power rule. So, 126, ang power niya dito is 5. So, 126 times 5 times x. Copy natin yung variable na x. Then, ang nakastate kasi dun kanina, n minus 1. So, 5 minus 1 minus 72 times 2 kasi squared yung exponent niya times x with the exponent of 2 minus 1 plus 48 times 1 kasi 1 yang dyan sa x. 1 minus 1. Ang susunod na mangyari, i-multiply natin to. 126 times 5 is equals to 630. So, copy this variable x. So, 5 minus 1 is equals to 4 minus 72 times 2 is equals to 144. Copy the variable x. 2 minus 1 is equals to 1. Yan ang naiwan dyan. Plus 48 times 1 equals to 48. So, 1 minus 1 equals 0. So, the second derivative is equals to 630 30 x raised to the power of 4 minus 144x plus 48.